These are the 4 teams that need to blow it up and tank the rest of this season. First, the Clippers. They may be 500 and in a new arena, but are nowhere near a threat to make a playoff run. Sure, James Harden is averaging 21, 8, and 9, and even Norman Powell is averaging 25, but for what? Kawhi's not coming back as a player he once was, and they have no draft capital. They need to offload any valuable players to recruit draft picks and start from scratch, or else their future is even more cooked. Next, the Heat. It's clear that they're no longer a finals threat. At 35, Jimmy's having one of his worst seasons over his last 10 years, averaging just 18 points on 16% from 3, while Bam is just at 15 and 9. They're no more than a play-in team, and if they keep riding the Jimmy train, they'd be making a huge mistake. It's in their best interest to shop him and try to get back to the top in a few years. The Pelicans. On paper, this team has more talent than most. They have two-way depth and star power, but between injuries, chemistry issues, and simply the lack of hype in New Orleans, it's hard to justify middling the pack. While it's a hard pill to swallow, Zion's value won't get much higher, and the amount of assets they could recoup for him and a guy like Brandon Ingram would be immense. That said, they could get healthy and right the ship, but until we see it, it's hard to believe it. Finally, the Bucks. This couldn't be any clearer, as they're 2-6 despite Giannis putting up MVP numbers at 31, 13, and 6, and quite frankly, that's unacceptable for this team. Outside of him and Dame, nobody's averaging over 14 points, and they have little to no productive young talent. This team isn't getting to the finals, let alone past round 1, and it might be time for Giannis to request out so we can see him on the biggest stage and so that Milwaukee can build from the ground up. Let's see what happens.